Hi folks, and welcome back to Fishing with Den. Right, well, I'm on the river today, as you can see. Different river to normal. This one's much wider. It's well over 100 meters wide. Hopefully you've got that in shot from here to across there. It's much deeper as well. And it's also, this particular swim is where I never catch anything. I've come here so many times over the last few years and I've really probably caught 3 fish out of it. And let me just tell you about the swim. It's tidal, of course. Straight down there, there's my hook, and my float is, hopefully you can see that, right at the very tip of the rod, 12-foot rod, so it's 10 feet deep, straight down. I've got pilings in the edge down here. It used to be some sort of boat thing or something, but anyway. So at 10 feet straight down, then it goes down at an angle like that for, well, I don't know, let's call it 15-20 meters out, and then it's between 30 and 35 feet deep. And not only that, it's still in flood. It's not badly flooded, it's fining down, which is actually quite good. The water quality, or the water colour, is actually not too bad at all here. Further down where I came up on the road there, it's really chocolate coloured. So I'm hoping there's a few fish here. Now I've got 2 choices today. I'm actually going to start off, as you can see, on a float, and I'm going to trot it down the edge. That's the plan anyway. It's high tide, it's just starting to go out, so the water will drop by level a little bit. And the other option is to chuck a great big feeder out there, sort of in 30 meters, sorry, not 30 meters, 30 feet of water, and see what happens. But I've tried all these things before and it's never worked. Now, that was before we got all this rain. So I'm hoping that all the fresh water coming down has flushed it all out and the fish are going to be here. But there's only one way to find out, and that's to fish it. So what I've got, I start from the top, if I can get down to it, hang on. I've got, to start off with, because it was already on this rod, whoops, come on, move. This is a 3AA Avon float. It will get bigger because there's hardly any flow at the moment, but that will increase. As I say, it's 10 feet deep, so I've just got a bulk of shots, number 4s there, just down by the hook length. Let's put that down a second. And I've got 2 number 6s dropping down, and I've got a size 6 hook. I've got a 6-pound Guru drag line on the main line, and an 0.22 bottom, as I say, to a size 6 hook. I've got some hemp seed, corn and pellets with me for bait. I've got a bit of ground bait, but I'm not going to put that in down the edge. What I'm going to do is, as I've done in the past on the other one, is to use my bait dropper. Bait goes in there, put it down into the water. Well, look, I'll show you now. That's the answer, isn't it? Let's put this on. Hook goes through the loop there, into the cork at the back, and that's it fixed on. Now, I just get a, oh, hang on, got F-16s coming over. This is the low pass area. Yeah, they're going that way. Not quite over me this time, but hey, bad enough. So back to what I was saying. This could happen a few times, by the way. Put some hemp seed in. I'll put some pellets in. And I'll put a little bit of corn in, making sure that I don't overfill it. Just wash my hands a little bit. Close the lid, pop that down, and now we put that in the water. Now I'm going to have to stand up for this because it's so deep here, and I'm only going to be fishing literally a couple of feet from the edge. Now, see if I can get this in right. Bring it in a bit and drop it, see what happens. I think that's about it. Now I've already put a couple of these in just to see how things go while I was setting up, because I'd like to try and catch a few fish straight away. Bring that back out, and as you can see, it's emptied. So that's the 3rd one. That'll do for now. We'll see how we go from there. Just take this off by pulling the hook out the back, and I'm going to put 3 bits of corn on the hook, or maybe more actually. It's a size 6. There we go. So yeah, I put 3 on. Not going to lose feed because it is, as I say, 10 feet deep, and when the current's going, you don't really know where your bait's going to end up. So I'm just going to literally toss that in down there. Hopefully we're picking up on the camera down there, but I've had to do a bit of gardening, as you can maybe see, to enable the camera to see anything. Right, let that go down. Might be just a little bit far out, and that's only 3 feet out from the bank. But that's where the bait's been going in. As you can probably see, there's very little current at the moment. It's starting to move now, but because it's flooding, I don't know. I just had that first cast. I was talking to a guy that stopped behind me, and he was telling me about fishing round here. And while he was doing it, I had a bite, which I struck at, and I missed. So I've come back with no bait, and we'll go back in and we'll see what happens. I mean, it could have been something other than carp, but who knows? That's about right. It's still hardly moving as far as tide's concerned, so I'm just going to put it in down there and just hold back. Whoops, rod moved. There we go. Oh, something just jumped. A little bit more current now, but not much. GoPro, start recording. Well, oh, wasn't big, but it fell off. I think that was probably something like either a bass or a little sea bream, something like that. It was a proper bite. So, maybe that's what's down there at the moment. Still plenty of time. I've only been going for about half an hour. Got to live in hope in this peg, because as I say, I've never really caught anything off it. I just cannot catch off this peg. Don't know what I've got to do, but I don't seem to be able to do it. Fishing at 10 feet off the end of your rod top's not the best either. Because at some point I'm probably going to swing it in and hit that grass. You watch. I'm literally just holding back at the moment by putting the rod in the rest. Oh, definitely some little dibbles on the float. Not translating into anything, but sometimes the carp just turn up, swallow it, and hardly move. Oh, yep. See, I told you it was just hanging on, didn't I? I don't know what it is, but it's definitely not a carp, I don't think. What is it? Oh, but it's a carp. It's the tiniest little carp you've ever come across. Well, that probably answers my thing there, doesn't it? I think I might go to a 14 hook. Sorry, a 10 hook rather, because I think a 6 is probably a bit big for something this size. Although he has swallowed it. I'll get this out and I'll change hooks. Okay, got the new hook on, and I've gone to a size 10 Camasan B911, one of my favourite hooks. Still got the 2 number 6 droppers down, still the same depth and everything. I'm just hoping that now I've got that extra bit of bait in, 1 or 2 of the bigger carp might turn up. Let's get this down there. Ooh, at some point I'm going to chuck that around that stanchion. Right, I'm going to put it in, and then I'm going to put it in the rest. I'm going to have a cup of tea, because I've been here for 3/4 of an hour and I've had 1 fish, which, well, I told you it wasn't my favourite place, didn't I? Just looking at a marker down there, the tide, as I say, is going out, and the river's gone down about a foot already. Normally on here I'd expect to have 6 to 8 feet. Obviously because of the flooding it's been deeper today, and it might have been a higher tide, but certainly by the end of this tide we may be down at 6 feet. Just try a bit further in just to see. It's difficult to fish that far in. Your rod's sticking out further than the float is out from the bank. Oh, that's got to be a bite, hasn't it? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a better fish. That was right in fairly close, wasn't it? Again, I don't think it's massive, but better than that little tiddler. There we are, look. Well, maybe that's the plan. Maybe I've got a fish right next to the edge. Still, it's 2 more fish than I usually catch here. And are we coming in? Yeah. They always go nuts in the net here. This one's probably £3, but that's good. Certainly woken up in the net, hasn't he? Will you keep still, fish? And they want to take the hook out. Right, well that's 2 anyway. Well, that, as you saw, was pretty much down the edge. So let's drag this in right towards that stanchion. Closer in than I had been fishing right up to now. See what happens. Got water all over me from that fish splattering around. Even that may be a little bit far out. Trouble is, you've got tree roots a bit further along, so I don't want to go right under that tree. I've been caught down there before. Got a number of feeders stuck down there because I've tried feeder fishing down the edge too. Just trickling through nicely now. It's hardly moving as it's going through. I'm surprised the current isn't a bit stronger than this, but water's certainly disappearing. It's actually quite a nice steady current now. It's moving, but it's not very fast at all. And I'd have to say I do kind of like it when it's a bit faster than this. Well, it's not as though they're further down the swim, because I've been putting the bait right down by that post down there, that stanchion post. I've gone further down just to see, as you can tell from that. So again, I'm going to hold it back, just put it in the rod rest, hold it back. My thumb's giving me a little bit of jip already from holding the rod. And let's see how we go. It's actually quite warm today, guys. Nice to have a bit of warmth. Got about 22, 23, 24 degrees, I reckon. Just had a little bump on the float there. There's obviously 1 or 2 fish around, but not a lot of competition because there's not many taking it. I've got a feeling that's moving in towards the bank. I'm going to hit it. I told you, didn't I? They hardly move sometimes here. They really do. Would you have known that was a bite? I only know because I've been doing it for a while. Yep, another £3-pounder, I reckon. Still, we've had 3, which is more than I've ever had out of here before. They're all short, fat fish. Oh, he's really swallowed it, this one. Don't move. Just keep still, fish, for a minute. Yeah. Right, well, at least I got the hook out anyway. About £3. 2.5 maybe. Him again. Down that way. And just hold back round about where I put the bait in. It's just got to travel down a little bit further. I made a bit of a mess of that cast, so kind of mending the cast, as we say. Just let that go down a little bit further. About there maybe, and just in a bit, so I know I'm on the bottom. Oh. Okay, well, this is 4 more bites than I've ever had before. Oh, they may be moved in now with a bit of luck. Oh, he's not very big, is he? Going for the bank though. At least we're catching a few. One of these black or blackish carp. Not quite sure why some of them are black, but they are. He's probably only about a pound or so, but I'm glad I changed to the size 10 hook. Yeah, it's starting to drag again, so go a little bit shallower again. Come down by about 9 inches this time. It's the only thing about tidal waters, you're never quite sure what the depth is. It keeps changing. About there. I'm probably fishing 8 feet deep now. Amazing, isn't it, how it changes? 10 feet to 8 feet. Awful lot easier doing it this way. Just check my depth marker. Yeah, we've definitely gone down a good couple of feet since I arrived. The trouble is, I've only got this 3.3 metre landing net on, so if it does drop like it usually does, I'll have to change to the 4.5 metre net if I catch anything. And I reckon that's going to be... Is it going to go? Yeah, we're going to hit it. Yeah. Like I say, they don't know to pull it under. Most of the time in the UK I wouldn't strike at half these bites. Get him out of the way of the main swim. Why do they like the inside edge? Get away from that pole. Come on. Better get some more bait in, I think. Well, we're on for a record today, guys. I've never caught this many here before. No big ones yet though. I'm off the bottom there, and again, not much. Oh, that's a bit of a better fish maybe. No, about the same. And that was trotting along off bottom along that slope. Not sure how far off bottom, it wouldn't have been very far, but it was definitely off bottom because I was a bit further out. Come on, Nutty. Well, at least I've broken the jinx, that's the main thing. It's probably, I don't know, £1.5 or so. Decent enough fish though. A little bit of a bite there. It's only bobbling along though, isn't it? It's not going properly. Of course it could be things like mullet or those little sea bream. I suppose it could be an eel as well, but we won't talk about them. Where has the current gone? Normally by now it's moving through like that. I'm just going to try something, guys. I'm just going to dampen off a corner of this ground bait, make sure I don't get any hemp in it, and I'm going to make sure it's a bit more of a sloppier, sturdier mix. Just bear with me a sec while I sort this out, because the plan, such as it is just to try some ground bait on the hook. It's like paste fishing, obviously, but ground bait, paste, you know, pretty much the same kind of idea. So I've made that so it's nice and solid. I'll put this into it I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it yet. I'll probably just pull that through like a cheese wire and then put that in, and then that's it. I've gone 6 inches deeper, so I know that this should be on the bottom where I put it, and we'll see if this works. Right, and we'll soon know. Yeah, okay, bait's on the bottom. Look, I've got that just about right for what I want. Another 6 inches out and probably float would have been under. That slope is actually quite steep. Well, look at that. I think we might try a slightly smaller piece this time, but that was a nice smooth little goes under. Goes under, goes under. Okay. Bit less. But you see it pulled through quite nicely, so we'll do that again. Doing the cheese wire thing and twist the hook at the bottom. Give it another squeeze. Obviously I can't leave this in too long because the ground bait will still break up. It's decent ground bait, just Den's normal ground bait, which is the crushed up pellets, some breadcrumbs and some turmeric. And if you haven't seen that one, there is a video on that which came out in the last few weeks, so I'll put a link up above for you. Right, now that is just on the edge of going under where it is. Let's just pull it in just a fraction out there. That's it, now on the bottom. Right. Well, the bait stayed on long enough. I'll give that a go again. Oh, it's a bit bigger. I was hoping it would be on ground bait. That was the plan, honestly. I was hoping there'd be bigger fish out there, but alright, slow down, fish. Oh, put in the wrong bit. Keep forgetting this is rear drag. That's taking a bit of line on it. They are remarkably fit in these places. I'm going to have to be careful of that tree down there because they come right into the bank if you're not careful. See if we can make some line on it. Or not. What have we got? It's way down there, look. It's right in the edge as well. I'll just get out of that tree. Yeah, out of it. No, let's stop him now. Had to be a tree in the swim, didn't there? Oh, come on. I can't put any more pressure on. I'm also putting more strain on the spool. Oh, for God's sake. Just stay out of that tree, fish. Stay out of that tree. Come on. Come on. Keep coming. I say keep coming. You aren't going to call at all, are you? Come on. Wow. So much pressure on this rod. This is the old Series 7 puddle chucker, which I love. Come on. Making a bit of line now, but he's right in the edge. He's literally down by the stanchions, I think. Come on. Just don't snag up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, fish. Come on. Well, I might put another bit of ground bait on after this and see if that does a trick with bigger fish, because it's nice catching a few fish, but it's nice to catch one of these lumps as well. Come on, right, just keep coming. Oh, it's gone out into the water out there now, so that's handy. Whew. Put a bit less strain on now. I'm getting too old for this. No, you're never too old, then, are you? He's actually going out the way now. Look, there he is. He's a decent fish. I really don't know how big he is, but he's bigger than 3 pounds. Should be able to just about see the float now, guys. It's just above the water, or it was. He's actually down below me, look. No. Oh. Oof. Take some of the pressure off my arm. Yeah, he's a decent fish. Come on. I think just for experiment we might carry on doing this with the ground bait now. Yes, I'm missing some bites, but let's just see, because it's kind of self-feeding the swim as well, if you like. I will still put some particles in, but yeah. Alright, come on, fish. Alright, we're okay for net. Oh, yes, that's a good fish. That is a decent fish. You can tell it's a decent fish because he's sticking out of the net. Whew. I think we're going to weigh this one. Alright, where's the hook? And he just lip hooked as well. Put that down there. Let's find the scales. Zero. Net weighs £1.3, and this weighs £9 9 ounces. Well, I was thinking it was bigger than that, so that would be £8 6 ounces. I would definitely have thought it was bigger than that, but didn't he fight? I'm starting to wonder if my scales are accurate. Oh well. Never mind, there's always the next one then. Whew. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? If you look at the surface of my swim, you'll notice that there's a load of grass all over everywhere, and there's literally no current. The water's gone down a little bit since I last mentioned it, but to be honest, oh, hang on, I get that right then. To be honest, I really don't know why there's no current today. Oh, they're going to go and stay. I'm striking through it, but maybe they're just too small. I don't care if I miss one or two of the small ones. Okay, got a hair rig on. It's a size 10 KKHB Preston, barbless obviously, and it's got a, I think it's a Guru quick stop or somebody's quick stop anyway. And what I'm going to do is just mould the ground bait onto that via the quick stop. Might need a bit less ground bait actually. Right, if I get this right, I should have just the hook point showing. Yeah, I can feel the hook point and it's on. So let's give this another go. I think I'm going to try another experiment. Because I've got the hair rig on, I'm going to put 3 bits of corn on the hair just to see if that makes all the difference in the world or no difference whatsoever. We'll soon find out though, won't we? Yeah, okay, so what's this one? Yeah, it's another one of those small ones, look. So there's still fish down there. It's just, I want to get big ones instead of small ones, and I think that was the problem. The bait was maybe a little bit big for some of these little small fish, because this one is probably, at a guess, about 2 pounds. Whoa. Come on, fish. Stop messing about. There we go. Yeah, 2.5-ish maybe. Oh, maybe 3. Yeah, can't get my hand around him properly, so reasonable. There we are, look, just sort of average size, which is probably what the problem is. I'll give this another couple of goes and see if we just still end up catching small ones again, and then we'll have another go with the ground bait and just see if we can hang out for something bigger. Always nice to catch something a bit bigger, isn't it? Oh, I didn't even see a bite. It was just hanging on. It's amazing, they just pick it up and don't move. But it's not a big one again. It's a decent enough fish obviously, but they seem to really love this wall. I don't think they think they can, or I think they can go through it, but anyway. Yeah, just another one of those smallish ones. We're going to go back to a bit of ground bait on the hook, see if we can get something a bit bigger. Time's getting on. Oh. Well, doesn't matter. Time's getting on a little bit, so let's see if we can put something bigger in the net by doing what I said. Trying an even bigger lump this time, so always worth experimenting. Glad nobody else is around to laugh at me, because nobody watches these videos, you know. I think there's plenty of fish out there. I just think that there's too many small ones. Maybe it's worth another day coming down, having a chuck with the feeder out into the 35-foot area. Well, that's got to be a bite, hasn't it? It's a lift bite. Huh. Must have lifted one of the number 6s up, possibly. Just trying to get a positive indication. Really positive, I mean, that was reasonable, but could have still been a liner. Thing is, of course, these smaller fish could be coming, sucking it up and spitting it out. Just whittling it down a bit, but not actually taking it properly. Bigger baits are generally going to be a bit more selective of slightly bigger fish. Yeah, gonna hit that. Oh, for crying out loud. You're not going to believe this. I just saw what that was. And it ain't a carp. It is a little mullet. And it's the tiniest little mullet you've ever come across. And the thing is, there's me telling you, oh, big baits, big fish. Just goes to show, don't listen to Den. Because this is, oops, tiny. I don't know. Maybe that's what all those bobs and things are all about. Oh, has it, come here. Hold still, fish. They fight really well, these fish. Look at that. There we are, look. Tiny little mouth as well, look. If you think about it. Well, it's like I say, what do I know? Probably got snagged up now. Yep, stuck on the bottom. Thought so. Right, we'll give it another go, because I'm determined to catch something a bit bigger. In addition to that one fish, obviously. Stuck on the bottom. More of this stuff. I think I'm clearing a patch on this bottom. Really weird stuff. Alright, we'll give it one more go, I think. It's just gone 2 o'clock. By the time I've packed up and driven home, we're going to be looking at 4 o'clock, so I think we'll give this best after this one. I just want to catch a big one. Oh, oh, not again. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, it's the bay alarm. What is this? I think this is another, yeah, it's a mullet. Wow. Great big lumps of paste, and we are catching fish with really small mouths. So they've obviously been whittling it down, and that's probably what a lot of these bites were that I've missed. By the look of things, there's no major amounts of large carp in at the moment. Come on. Yeah, all right, I'm trying to hold your fish. So I think we'll probably keep still. Call it quits at that one. Nice little fish, as you can see, sort of smallish mouths. That's all it is. Put him back. But I think we'll call it quits, like I say. The good news is I've broken me jinx on this swim. I've caught far more today than I've ever caught here, which is great news. The bad news is, of course, that most of them are fairly small. One decent sized one, which is what, £8, £8.5, something like that. But hey, the whole point of coming fishing, like I always say, is to enjoy it, and I have done exactly that. So I'm happy enough, and if you're happy, click the like button for me, will you? Because it helps a lot with the old algorithm for YouTube. But basically that's it, and I'll see you next time, guys. Cheers then.